You know what I want? I want to talk to Samson.
Not enough podcast about fast food. Not enough podcast about movies. Not enough podcast where two average guys talk about those things for you. Movies over my hammy. Movies over my hammy.
Wait, what's the show?
Welcome to another episode of Movies Over My Hammy, the entertainment podcast where, Jesus fucking Christ.
That's how it's categorized on Apple, probably.
The entertainment podcast. Kill me, dude. No.
This is where you go for all your movie news.
No, this is Movies Over My Hammy. We compare a movie to a food. Sometimes it's a direct tie-in, like a promotional item. Sometimes it's something esoteric, the old Twixt versus Twix. And sometimes, when we got nothing else, we compare it to a Moons Over My Hammy sandwich, which in the Wicked episode, I just casually called the Movies Over My Hammy sandwich, the very thing we discussed at the beginning of that episode, because, and I cannot stress this enough, is tepid piss.
Yeah, tepid.
And I'm Adam.
That's good. My brain is hot piss, and my name's Andrew.
Ooh, good old hot piss brain Andrew.
Yeah. And sometimes we do ones that don't make any sense at all, right, Adam? Like this week?
I think this makes hella sense. We're dealing with the two cringiest marijuana-related things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Even though I think Half-Baked half holds up. I think that...
Oh, boy. This is going to be a talk, I think.
No. Half-Baked...
Oh, there we go.
Half-Baked is... Oh, shit.
Are you trying to alpha me?
No. I always... Whenever I have to close my laptop to reach my gain button, I flash Andrew my shorts, and I...
Yeah. So if you're on the video...
We have... I'm going to put a thing over that's like scene missing over my part of this... Or you're going to put a thing that says scene missing, but...
I'll just
the point
put
is,
in like a naked penis that I find online.
Oh, no. God, no. I think that Half-Baked half holds up in that there's as many problematic beats as there are like just the funny, like a joke that I would not be able to write. It's just like at its core, just one line, like in context that is fucking hilarious. But then they say something, ridiculously misogynist in the next beat. And obviously that stuff doesn't hold up. But I was talking to Brittany and I was like, it's just so frustrating because like that's super problematic. But then, and Jim Breuer sucks as a human being, but then he says like the funniest thing because it's there's a reason that this worked and it became Chappelle Show. Essentially this is a pilot for Chappelle Show.
Yeah, it's definitely... I mean, I would categorize it as like one of the worst pilots I've ever seen of a show, if that were the case.
No, I just mean it's like a concept for them doing sketch comedy because they basically do comedy sketches.
I think it's a very bad movie.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'll tell you what, every year on 420, we're probably going to watch a movie that you consider to be a pretty bad movie.
Well, here's the thing. Grandma's Boy... A very good movie.
No.
And it is also a weed movie, but it has jokes in it. There's jokes inside of the movie.
Next year we can talk about Grandma's Boy. Also, if you revisit it now, you will see problematic as fuck. And
of course, yeah.
And listen, we want to keep this to 2 hours because we got a big appearance to record after this. But in Grandma's Boy, the conceit is they have this game that they programmed on one disc.
Yeah,
and
dude.
This is where the game exists. And if that disc
the game looks awesome.
And if that disc is gone, they don't have it. And they make changes directly to the disc via the Xbox or whatever. And I'm sorry, but that movie doesn't even, at least Half Baked has the concept of marijuana figured out. Like Grandma's Boy, it's like they've never seen anything about how a video game happens, and maybe that's the joke. But anyway,
I found this good little thing here. It says, in the film Half Baked 1998, actors agreed not to smoke any real marijuana. Dave Chappelle later stated, we really weren't into illegal stuff, so we just pretended.
Yeah, they're
that's
chodes. Cool. They also narc at the end, which is the thing we're going to cover the most because this movie sucks shit for many reasons. But it also has a few of the funniest jokes and music by Alf Clausen. This is a guy from The Simpsons. Mm-hmm. Now, this week on Movies Over My Hammy, it's 420. Hey, and this actually comes out on 420. Happy birthday, Hitler.
Because don't forget the Columbine shooter.
Oh, really? I honestly do forget
I always forget his birthday.
I do forget that because I'm so busy going happy birthday, Hitler. I forget about happy. Ooh, I remember where I was. I remember where I was when that happened. And Aaron Harris, right?
Don't know. The only reason I know the other one is because there was a while where I thought it was funny to find people who have the same name as my friends and find happy birthday videos that people on YouTube had made for them. Oh. And so for my friend Dylan, I was trying to find a happy birthday Dylan. And I was like, why are there so many happy birthdays for this one guy?
Oh my God, dude.
I looked at the comments. I was like, oh no, why?
That is wild, dude.
Why are there so many?
That is wild. And well, so I don't know how we got off. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Hitler. But no, it's the weed holiday. Mm-hmm. And honestly, there was because I'm not gonna do all of my weed stories. We're gonna have 420 episodes for the next 30 years.
Yeah,
so we're gonna pepper it all out.
But until we both turn 420 years old and die.
Well, yeah. I mean, by then
that day.
Yeah, we've been begging for death for centuries.
Our ages have caught up at some point.
The fact that we've had to devour the life forces of other people to live that whole time,
we've sort of started farming the what's the energy of the planet from Final Fantasy VII. We're just eating it.
Yeah, we're like Galactus. We become Galactus. We have become death. We've been recording it's the only podcast that exists because everybody has to listen to it because that's how we absorb their life force.
I am Become Death, producer of Movies Over My Hammy, the podcast.
All podcasts are movies over my hammy now. But no, so obviously, and I've talked about weed before on the podcast. I love it. There was a time in my life when I was very sad and I started smoking weed all the time and I was like, hey, less sad. And it really took, I tells you. But
I've never smoked a weed.
You've only done a little edible occasionally?
Yeah, I think I smoked a tiny bit by accident once.
Oh, like you tripped and fell on a joint?
No, somebody was telling me about how cool salvia was. And then I did salvia out of their bong, and it didn't do anything for me, but it made me a tiny bit giggly. And I was like, well, there's probably just weed residue in there.
I'll tell you what, if you smoked salvia properly, you'd know, like something definitely
That's what
happens.
Everyone says.
No. I mean, like you have to do it a very specific way, and that's something that a lot of people don't know. Like you need to smoke like the highest concentrate of dried salvia, and you need to burn like an entire bong bowl down with a super hot torch. It's stupid that that's how you have to do it, but that's how you have to do it. And when you do it like that, you're like flipped upside down for a minute and a half. And then
that's like, what I was expecting.
But that's how it's supposed to work. So that you just, it's hard to do it right because you don't know that like you got to clear that. You have to take down that whole fucking bowl in one rip to make it work. And that's something as
teacher.
as a college. Well, see, not everybody has somebody like me who was in college and knew people that worked at a head shop, you know?
Yeah.
But
I needed a sage in my life to.
I always and I can be that for so many people. Once we get the Patreon going, one of my little monthly podcasts that we do will be like an instruction on this is how you responsibly drink Robitussin to get high.
Responsibly.
This is how you become a Robonaut in your 20s. You only have
the way that sounds.
You only have X bottles that you can drink in your life before you can't drink anymore. I can't explain it. But no. And I always thought that 420 was cringe. But then I realized I don't really have any fun holidays that I celebrate. And also, especially when you're in California, like, and you're a reasonably not poor person, but you're a cash conscious stoner like myself. 420 is like basically our Black Friday. And there's a store right around the block from my house. And so the last 5 or 6 years, I've like been chilling out in line with other local fucking stoners to get a massive like doorbuster basket, like a goofball. And I don't feel embarrassed about that. But I also don't think I'm like super cool or anything. It's certainly like a survival mode thing. Like that's a month where I won't have to go to the weed store or whatever, you know? Sure. And I do, we got married. My wife and I were planning our wedding and it was going to happen in the spring. And we were like, what would be a fun thing to do around the time of our wedding? And I was like, oh, we could go to Denver and do like a weed tour and stuff. So then we ended up planning our wedding for April 23rd. And then my best man and I, and it was supposed to be my brother and his wife as well, we're going to go to Denver and we were going to do like a legal weed tour and all that. But it got snowed out. And so they couldn't fly in. So just my best man and my wife and I drove to Denver from Minneapolis for like 3 days. And we went on a very cool legal weed tour where we saw like a massive grow operation and all that stuff. And now, since it's so close to our anniversary, it's like 420 kind of seems like extra, it's maybe I'm just a cringe
special.
Maybe I'm just a cringe dumb stoner, but I'm like too old and tired to like fucking fight that anymore, I guess. Yeah,
I mean, that just makes me feel like Half Baked, It's just like a cringe old movie that's too tired to be funny anymore.
Too tired to be funny anymore. And you never watched it when you were a kid.
Reading one Reddit post that I will bring up unlocked a memory for me that I was just like, oh man, I think I might have been in this person's house.
Whoa. What's a movie? Well, what's a movie that you did? Oh, and we're going to talk about the food in a minute. But there's probably some food news.
Oh yeah.
But
big food news?
What's a movie that you, Andrew, enjoyed as a kid that you think would be super cringe now?
A food that I enjoyed as a kid?
No, a movie. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, food's food, man.
Oh, I got extra baked for this too, and it's like, hey, like,
what's
you'll notice that my name is Half Baked times 2, because that would imply that I'm whole baked, because half times 2. But I know that half times 2 would actually be like a quarter or something. I don't know how math works, but hey, what's a fucking cringe movie that you might think is kind of funny now, but I'd make fun of you for?
Shit.
Yeah, you can't think of any because you've had such great taste your whole life with your tall hair and your fucking wide glasses.
One that people, I feel like, I don't know. I really like Death to Smoochie growing up. That's one I still like a lot. I don't know how that one holds up. Comedies that I really liked Terminator 2 growing up, and watching it as an adult, I was like, I don't know if I like this one anymore.
Oh, it's a perfect movie. Come on. See, maybe that's where we differ. Maybe you kill your darlings. Maybe you got a tub full of cold water in which you can drown your darlings like faster than I do.
I mean, I'm sure there's some comedy that I grew up really liking. I mean, I like a lot of Christmas movies because I grew up like watching them too much. So like Elf is a pretty cringe movie. It's got some weird stuff going on in it. But
I watch Elf every Christmas or every Thanksgiving with my sister-in-law.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because that's when she can. My brother is like, you can't watch. He tells his wife that she can't watch Elf until after Thanksgiving, and then she can't watch it again until after Christmas because she watches it so much. Or that's how the Genesis, I guess, was the story was told to me. But I guess that's not what I mean. And maybe you don't have something like I hate Half Baked in hindsight. Like I've watched it twice now in the last couple days. It's the first time I've ever seen it in 1080. It's the best this piece of shit has ever looked. But
it's a real piece of shit.
It's not good. It's like when I watched
camera angles on this movie are like some of the worst I've seen in a movie. And I'm not
terrible.
Like a camera angles guy, but like
it's like they shot it in a fucking warehouse. It sounds like it was shot like they needed to do way more ADR than they did, and they did a lot.
Also, like there are just moments when the movie fully fades to black as though they're going to a commercial break. Is this?
I think maybe you watched an edit of it where I watched
whatever was on a streaming service.
Which streaming service?
It's currently on AMC Plus.
You watched it with ads. Then
I did not watch it with ads.
Well, you watched it on AMC Plus, and they have it edited for ads because did they swear?
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool. Because there's a hilarious Comedy Central during the day TV edit of this of Half Baked that fucking we could do a whole episode about. But we're not. So I guess what I'm saying is there's some very good jokes in this. To me, as somebody who is a comedy person, I think there's some very good jokes in this movie, but they're certainly overshadowed by all of the problematic stuff, the poor craftsmanship of it, and just like
I would say the stark unfunny stuff too. Like there are some
very
jokes
much.
that just do not land, and they sit like a lead balloon. It's so bad.
There's a joke where I'm like, I can't tell how transphobic this is, and we're thinking about the same stuff, and it's funny because I paused it and I was like, I think that was transphobic, and my wife was like, I didn't even notice, and I was like, it's in there, it's definitely transphobic.
I know there's a tiny bit of Chappelle's later.
Oh, you definitely see the seeds of what an evil fucker he would become. So one other thing before we get into the food news of it, today we're talking about Half Baked and Cheba Hut subs, which I think after going to Cheba Hut and watching Half Baked on the same day, this was great. This is a very good pairing because they are equally cringe.
I was going to say we should have done Half Baked ice cream compared to
there's another movie called Half Baked that looks really bad, a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah, we could watch Half Baked: Totally High, the sequel.
That's what I'm talking about, and it's not really the sequel. They don't even get a based on characters by credit.
But Mary Jane's in it.
They don't even get a based on character by credit. I don't think when you look at the writing. There's a lot of characters named Mary Jane. But so we'll talk about the food in a second. We'll talk about food news in a second. There's something I fucked up a couple of weeks ago because many things probably. I make a lot of mistakes in my life. I'm a bit of a goofball. A fuck up, some would say. But I went on a podcast to promote our podcast. I went on The Goods from the Woods, my buddy Rivers' podcast. And so if you're listening to us because you heard me on The Goods from the Woods, hey, thanks for coming over. And be sure to tell them that I said that because I felt like a dick because I didn't mention it. I don't know when this comes out on 420, but it's like 3 weeks old. But go listen to the Goods from the Woods. It's goods. Sam and Rivers, thanks. And also Sam Rivers, the bass player from Limp Bizkit, R.I.P. He died.
Oh, okay.
But that's not who runs the podcast. This is Rivers Langley.
Is like his son.
Yeah, and Sam, who's very much alive.
Yeah, I was listening to that episode. You're good. It's a good episode. You should check it out.
They're a good podcast. When the last time I did that podcast was around the time that my cat had cancer and was passing away, and it was very expensive. And I was like selling a lot of my collectibles that I've been collecting on Instagram. And a Goods from the Woods listener bought one of my Ecto glow in the dark mint on card Ghostbusters Hasbro or Kenner action figures. So it was really clutch.
So
Good podcast. Good folks over there.
Podcast to promote the death of your cat.
Actually, I think I went on the podcast to say, hey, I'm selling my stuff.
Promoting the sale of some vinyl figures.
Promoting the sale of lots of mint on card Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I will not be parting with my Detective Don, though. I do not care how sick my cat gets. That will be in my casket.
Gotta be buried with you. In all your canopic jars, there's just going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures.
As you can see behind me, this is basically my bank for as my pets get sick. Like, as the pets get sick, these compartments behind me will start to get more sparse or filled with stuff that comes out of the closet. So whenever you see things change in the background, you know I'm fucked financially in some capacity.
I had a friend who... every time like a student loan bill or like some other bill he couldn't afford came due, he would sell like most of his Magic cards.
Oh God,
then,
I would just never. Don't ever pay your student loan bills.
Well, then he would buy back into them.
Yeah, don't ever. Yeah.
And then he would sell them again the next time a payment. So this is perpetual terrible loan.
Why are we? Don't ever. Okay, I guess we didn't talk about it, but you can't talk about student loans on the podcast with me. Now I'm like just instant stress hell because this fucking great. Supreme Court and goddamn Joe Biden. I will fucking food news.
He tried his hardest, damn it. This is what I'm always told when I bring this up.
Oh my! Who said he tried the hardest? Who tells you that?
So many people who are like to consider themselves left will go like, but Joe Biden was pretty good.
Who like to consider themselves left?
Come on, man.
When somebody says, but Joe Biden was pretty good, you watch their slider go to liberal. You watch their slider go to liberal. There's no. They're like they become Leslie Knope from fucking.
Yeah, they're just like, but Israel is our ally.
And your slider is there's your slider. You're disqualified from conversation. Hey, you know what? Hard cut food news.
Do you want a little bit of food news as a little aperitif?
Food news. Yes. It's a segment.
Food news. So what has been released, I believe this week, maybe a little earlier, but you know, who knows? Discover these must-try Major League Baseball Stadium Eats for the 2026 season.
Oh shit, dog! And I say that not the pun intended, because I bet some of these is a big old hot dog with all kinds of stuff on it.
So we're leading off. This is going to be available in...
I become Dennis Nedry. I become Dennis Nedry being shown the stuff squirting out of the can. Like thinking about... I'll never go to a baseball game as long as I live, but I will look at those photos of the 10-foot hot dog like I could do that for a stream or something.
I know. When we do like the state fair out here, I look at the new foods every year. I'm like, man, I'm not going to go there. There's like so many people, but man, that looks good.
Well, I lived there before COVID, right? So we did the state fair. We got the deep fried lobster tail pop, whatever the fuck. And it's good.
So first off, we've got the 999 challenge. Fans at 6 stadiums across the nation can take on Aramark's 999 challenge, which features 9 hot dogs and 9 pints of beer.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's too much bread.
That sounds awful.
It's just bread town. Fuck you.
Sounds so yeasty. Next up, we've got the beverage bat.
It's a real yeast infraction.
Ooh.
Okay, continue. Beverage bat. I'm sorry. I was taking a drink of water from my giant ice cold water that dripped all over my crotch that I'm not going to flash again.
Yeah, I need to see that wet crotch.
Oh, shit. Dude, that makes me woefully uncomfortable.
Beverage bat. Find this buzzy collectible souvenir at these stadiums. Beyond beer, it's the perfect way to sip cocktails and frozen drinks. It's also one of 4 collectibles you'll find at various stadiums this season. This would be a terrible way to sip a cocktail because it is roughly like 2 to 3 feet long. It is the size of like a baseball bat.
Yeah, so by the bottom of that's not disgusting. Like, you definitely get to the bottom of that 3-foot cocktail. One thing
all the
about
syrup's at the bottom.
Yeah, imagine
in whatever cocktail you're drinking.
You shouldn't be able to measure your backwash with a ruler. And I think that you run into that problem there.
I'll take an old fashioned in the beverage bat, just emptying an entire bottle of whiskey in there.
I'll have a Long Island iced tea in the beverage bat, and then also I'll get the stomach pumping tube. You can just bring that to my seat. I'm in 6C if you want to just bring the garbage bag connected to the stomach pumping tube.
Make sure the medic team, is on standby because I will be dying otherwise.
I've definitely... Oh, man, I haven't been drunk in so long. Have you ever been drunk? I know you don't smoke weed. We should...
Yes, I've been drunk. I've been drunk.
So the never smoked weed, though... Oh, well, we'll get to it.
The popcorn bat.
Oh.
Another fun collectible worth getting your hands on this season is the popcorn bat, which is a 98-ounce team-branded souvenir with an attached lid. Again, it's just a little baseball bat filled with popcorn.
Ugh.
Yeah. It looks like it's cheddar popcorn, so that's good.
Oh, so it's stale?
Yeah, it comes pre-staled.
You never want popcorn. When you're at a stadium or a movie theater or something, like, that's the only place where you get popcorn that's made right there. They don't make no cheddar popcorn right there, do they?
I don't know.
Maybe they do.
And toss it in there. Maybe it's great there. I don't
Maybe
go to baseball games
cheddar
either.
popcorn. This is the only place. Hey, asshole, Adam. This is the only... You love cheddar popcorn, but you hate that it's always fucking stale. Well, get yourself a ticket to a minor league baseball game because that's where they got it.
The Dodgers, moron. Everyone loves them this year, I guess.
Oh, go to Dodger Stadium, which is built on the most... listen to the dollop about how Dodger Stadium was conceived and constructed. It's pretty bonkers. You'd be surprised to learn that there's some corruption involved.
What? In building a major league stadium?
In Los Angeles?
What? Citi Field has 5 new menu items, with one of the standouts being apple pie. I don't know how to... Liege waffles? It is spelled like liege, but it has a little accent over the E.
Liege.
But it's over the middle E.
Liege.
Which are apple pie liege waffles, are fried in funnel cake batter and spooned with apple pie compote, caramel sauce, and a dusting of powdered sugar. That sounds good.
It sounds good, but I don't like that spooned. I don't like that spooned in there. Spooned with... It's just like they're cuddling. It's a weird way to describe whatever that is.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's how you would get apple pie filling on there, though, right? With a spoon, probably.
Yeah. Hey, maybe I'm fucking crazy for thinking it's weird.
It was like injected.
Spoiler alert: Adam is fucking crazy.
Apple pie filling.
Adam's an asshole and crazy for thinking something is weird.
Well, here's the follow-up. Adam's Classic. Adam Richman's Burger Hall of Fame is where you can find this one. This is the home run style 1, 2, 3, or 4 Pat LaFrieda burger patties, melted American cheese, shredded lettuce, sliced tomatoes, white onions, bread and butter pickles. Adam's sweet sauce served on a Martin's potato roll. Adam and Martin really going to town on this one.
Dude, potato rolls are bomb.
This is also Adam Richman from Man vs. Food.
Ooh.
A show I love.
I've never...
At some point in time.
Yeah, he's the guy that would eat the stuff and I'd watch it and be like, I could eat that stuff. What the fuck, dude? He's like sweating about a burger the size of his head. Call me when it's the size of my big fucking head, dude. Jesus Christ.
He did one that in Vegas that was like a burger that you could bring like 20 friends to come eat because it was like bigger than a cake. Like it was huge. Yeah. And it would look disgusting. Like it looks so dry and horrible.
Yeah, and there's no way. The last bites of that would be vile. You know,
well, you cut it off like slices of cake. Like it was...
Or you cut it like slices of pizza. That's how I would do it if I had a giant burger. I'd be like triangles.
What's your deal?
You got a cat. You got cat interactions going on. That works.
He's trying to let me know that he doesn't like what we're doing here.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Like,
he's not a fan of the pod.
Don't tell him to leave a review.
Yep. Let's see. I'll just go through. This one doesn't sound that interesting. Amazing Deli chopped Italian sausage. Sounds fine.
Yeah.
Mr. Met chocolate whoopie pie.
Ooh. Oh, I don't like whoopie pies.
It's just a pie? It's like a little ham pie filled with cream or something, right?
It's marshmallow fluff in there, which is fine.
So much better. What?
Makes my teeth hurt just talking about it. And I love cream eggs. Yeah. I recorded an entire comedy special available on YouTube now at the Stand Up Records YouTube channel.
Oh, wow. What a seamless.
Based on cream eggs. And yeah, I'm a promotional juggernaut these days. I'm in promo mode. I'm trying to sell our podcast. I'm emailing Jesse Thorne at Maximum Fun, and I'm just like, hey, we've got maximum hammy.
Sanchez slide into home base with a Sanchez slider sounds bad.
You don't want, because you think of like a dirty Sanchez, the dirty Sanchez slider. You can order a rusty trombone.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'd be like the rusty runs is like what that, right? And then you're like, ugh. The Sanchez sliders. Slide into home base with a pair of hot honey chicken sliders at Citizens Bank Park. Sanchez sliders were created in collaboration with pitcher Christopher Sanchez and made with honey stung tenders tossed in a house-made hot spice blend. Each box...
What are you laughing about?
This cat's losing his mind over here.
Oh my God. Because you're the noise gate for your fucking... Because I can't hear your audio because you record to something else.
He'll be in here, I'm sure.
Oh no, I'll definitely hear a lot of clattering around.
Made with honey stung tenders and a house-made hot spice blend. Each box includes 2 sliders topped with Grillo's pickles, garlic aioli, Mike's hot honey, and served on potato rolls.
So are Citibank Field and Citizens Bank Field the same field?
I don't think so.
I was going to say, because that would lead me to believe this is definitely made by AI if it called Citibank Field, Citizens Bank Field, this is like
Citizens Bank Park.
This is parks across the country, right?
Yes, this is the entire
Where's the next one from? Shit. Let me know.
Let's see. So we've got the Schwarbomb Sunday. This Kyle Schwarber inspired Sunday features Adam Richman's soft serve. Adam Richman.
He's him and MLB. Thick as thieves,
really
baby.
Weird. Adam Richman's soft serve snuggled with a funnel cake fried strawberry uncrustable.
Ooh.
Drizzled with strawberry sauce and sprinkled with fruity cereal pieces. It comes in a 2026 MLB All-Star Game batting helmet.
Wow.
It comes in the little plastic helmet.
We love that. Doesn't it sound like it should have shawarma in it and then it's a sundae?
Mm-hmm. It does sound like that, and that is what I thought. But you're going to love this part. It comes in a 2026 MLB All-Star batting game helmet, and a portion of each purchase benefits Schwarber's Neighborhood Heroes, which helps to provide police, fire, and military families with opportunities. Get your catcher's mitt on it at Coca-Cola Corner. This is also Citizens Bank Park.
They need more opportunities.
They're the most, in need of help.
Sorry about all the squeaking and creaking. I know this this audio is going to be a mess. You got your cat fucking losing his mind. My spine is just insanely uncomfortable. And I have to, every time I shift, it's like somebody's hammering my tailbone with a fucking hell hammer from hell.
Oh, man, that stupid hell hammer from hell. Why'd they even bring it up here?
Yeah, look, medicinal weed makes sense, but there's not enough of it. I'll tell you that much, because my ass is killing me.
I'll skip past a few. We've got the Sweeper. In partnership with Jesus Lizardo.
Well,
What a
I thought
cool
it was
name.
Jesus
This
Lizardo.
specialty-
I thought it was in partnership with Gavin Newsom, the sweeper, because of his unhoused sweeps that he does. That motherfucker,
He likes to be part of them too.
dude.
It's
Yeah.
really what?
You think-
Imagine him, just leaving the White House to go.
You
sweep
are
the
fucking
homeless
on
people
one.
out of
Hey,
DC.
liberals, any liberals listening to this podcast, I just want to call it right now. You are fucking off your ass if you think I'm going to vote for the millionaire who at one point had work gloves on for the first time in his life, wearing a collared shirt and work gloves, throwing away a person whose life has been destroyed by capitalism's possessions. You are fucking crazy if you think I'm going to vote. That guy could be running against something that I watched fall out of Satan's anus, and I'd be like, oh shit, I mean, I'll just I guess I'll sit out. I guess I'll vote I'll sit this one out, because I'm not going to vote for Jill Stein. I'm not a fucking idiot.
So this is in partnership with Jesus Lizardo. The specialty steak will be available only when he takes the mound. That's an awful marketing. What?
So what if he's not on the roster or whatever that night? They don't have steaks. Wait. So what if they
just let
can't?
him
What if he
rot.
can't play if they don't have the steaks?
Yeah, this reeks of whatever the thing is where you bet on yourself or against yourself and then you play bad.
Yeah, right. Oh, he gets
I'm at a
taken out in
loss
the
for
first.
words
He
today.
gets taken out after the first inning, and they're like, "Oh well."
Yep. They like, it's really not selling well, so they take him off the roster for a bit, and then they bring him back in for a day, and they're like, "Uh-oh, we've got to get these just on the edge of expiring steaks going." So this is a ribeye steak that gets smothered in pizza sauce and topped with provolone cheese and pepperoni.
What? Why would you? Don't do that to your steak. Horseradish at worst. Butter, maybe a little butter. A little horseradish.
Pizza. Throw pizza on there.
Who looks at a steak? You go to a steakhouse, like imagine a guy who that's how their favorite steak preparation is. That's their default steak prep. And they go to like a Michael Jordan's steakhouse in Chicago. That's the first steakhouse I thought of. And they bring out the steak, and he like sees this amazing steak, like $150 cut of meat, and he's like, "Oh, it's not covered in." Did you guys forget the pizza sauce and pepperoni and cheese?
There was a moment when I worked at the airport, and I would you'd work as a cashier at a place beyond security, and I was training someone new in
a place beyond security.
It sucked because you had to get beyond security every day to get into work, so you'd have to go through
And then
airport security.
you
every
probably
day.
don't get paid enough to get beyond financial security either. So
I got $8.50 an hour. Thank you very much.
just thinking about getting paid $8.50 an hour makes me almost shit my pants.
There was there's another guy I was training in who was like, man, I played one game for the NFL, and then I tore my ACL, and now I'm working here, and I'm gonna work my way up in this structure. And I was like, oh boy,
Working at the airport. Oh
It's like,
man.
you were on your way to 7 to 8 figure lifestyle, and now you make $8.50 an hour.
I had all my eggs in one basket, and I
what a
didn't
sucky
realize I had done that.
But the story of sheer disappointment as someone pours something on something that doesn't. I was training someone in at a restaurant, and someone bought a beer, because how it would work is you would buy a bottle of beer, and you could not sell the bottle of beer.
You could only sell the beer within.
You could only sell the beer. So you would have to crack it and pour it for the person. And this guy was buying a like $20 beer.
Wow.
It was like a nice Japanese beer or something. He's like, I'm at the
Tsingtao.
airport.
He ordered it. He's at the airport. He's going to have a Tsingtao.
Yeah, I mean,
brunch.
it had a little owl on it. I don't remember what that one is, but yeah, he keeps telling us while he's checking out, I'm so excited for this beer. This is like I'm excited because I'm going to this thing and I'm celebrating. I'm spending a little more on this beer than I normally would because I'm excited to do this thing. I proceed to watch the person who is being trained pour the beer. They crack it open and they just go complete. The entire thing's head. As you're watching it being poured, you just see him become sadder and sadder. And then she just hands this over to this guy and was like, I don't got the ability to just give you another one.
Oh, really? Oh,
out
wow.
of my pay range.
Well, yeah, you need, because every beer you take out of the cooler, you probably have to swipe a key card or something. And it's like, we have dispensed exactly one beer. We are the capitalism robot. Me. Here is your one single exact beer, sir. I hope your person pouring it doesn't fuck it up.
Oh, yeah, it was really sad. What a bad job. There's a few more here. Do you want me to just whiz through them?
Yeah, let's just whiz through them.
Dubai cinnamon roll.
Ooh, I can imagine. That sounds good. Does it have the Dubai chocolate in the swirl?
It says Dubai cinnamon roll topped with chocolate vanilla ice cream, pistachios, caramel puff cereal, and kataifi. I believe it is just a big mound of Dubai ice cream on top of a cinnamon roll is what it sounds like.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds
Get
good.
in my tummy, as
I wish
that
it
Michael
was
Myers.
swirled in.
Remember that guy from? Remember that fat guy from that Michael Myers movie? Get inside of me.
I think you're looking for get in my belly.
Get inside of my food side of me.
Get in my tummy sack, he says.
Get in my gut sack.
Remember in the third one when he loses all the weight and he has all that loose skin?
No, I've stricken that from my brain.
Mm-hmm. He has a lot of jokes about how he looks like a nut sack or like a turkey.
Yeah, I bet he delivers them in a series of 3 at a time.
Yeah. He always talks that way. That's not part of being fat. He doesn't.
No, that's how all the Mike Myers characters do in every movie.
And of course, here's your one you were talking about. 2-foot, 1-pound hot dog topped with mac and cheese. That's designed for sharing, though we wouldn't blame you for devouring it solo. The aptly named Glizilla.
The Glizilla. So I've seen that Glizilla, right? But I've also seen one that's like from the catering at the stadium, where it's like a 6-foot hot dog that's got like nachos and all this other stuff on top of it. That's like served for you and your friends. And that I was just like, man, I would like to get alone with you, 6-foot Polish sausage covered in tachos.
Yeah, I could down one.
I'd get in trouble for what would happen behind closed doors with you, Tacho, 6-foot Tacho dog.
You're in the emergency room and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I tripped in the shower and fell on the Glizilla.
And I ate 3 Glizillas.
Yeah, I ate them. That's why it's in there.
I tripped face first in the shower, and the only way I could get out would be to eat the 3 Glizillas on the floor of the shower.
Got a shower floor hot dog.
That's disgusting.
That's
I don't like thinking
thing.
about that.
Pizza donuts. So that's a new Coors Field menu item. We just got pictures on that one.
All of these are going to win the To My Taste at the end when we put these against the movie.
I know. Brisket donut. Also pretty good. Banh Mi dog. Sure.
Banh Mi, dog.
Yeah, bone me dog.
Banh you, motherfucker.
Beef short rib corn dog. Pretty good. Beef Wellington hot dog. Don't really.
That's basically like a corn dog on a bun.
That says footlong hot dog topped with prosciutto, minced mushrooms, chipotle ketchup, and yellow mustard inside puff pastry.
We're going to talk about my dislike for mushrooms during this episode because that's apparently something I didn't know about being a stoner is I want shrooms on everything.
Well, you like to say shrooms a lot.
Because shrooms, man, get it? Because that's also a drug.
It's such a funny one because it's not even the same drug. It's
so
just like
not even the same drug.
If you're a weed guy and you're just like, Coke, am I right, guys? I'll take a tall glass of Coke.
Well, so what they're doing is they're trying to appeal to the festival set. And we'll talk about that when we get into your research for the history of Cheba Hut that goes all the way back to 1998. Beef Wellington dogs got shrooms on it. That doesn't make sense to me, but maybe I'm a dumbass.
Yeah.
Does beef Wellington involve mushrooms? I thought it was just like a steak.
No, it's got steak and then it's rolled in like a minced something and then it's rolled in like a puff pastry. I forget what the mince is made of, but it's probably got mushrooms in it.
Kind of
lobster poutine.
Ooh.
That's a LOBSTAH because we're in Boston.
The lobster. Whenever I would be in Chicago for work and I had to work in the Boeing building, I would there was a place called the French Market that was next to a metro station a block away.
That sounds good.
Well, so the French Market was basically just a bunch of stalls where there's there's like 25 or 30 different places, lots of them delis, and one of them was a place called Da Lobster where you get lobster rolls. And then there was also a Miss Saigon, which is like the best banh mi, like one of the better banh mi I've had. Sure. But yeah, so Da Lobster, I always think about great lobster rolls.
This one looks good. It is ballpark food. It features crispy fries, lobster meat, clam chowder, and crispy bacon, all served in a custom lobster boat.
So that's the clam chowder. That's what they do instead of the gravy. Because I was like, I don't want brown gravy on my fried lobster pops.
Clam chowder poured over it sounds strange. I would eat it.
Oh, that's where you lose. That's where they lose you, not mixing all that stuff into a slop bowl in the first place.
Well, I think the thing is like fries, lobster, crispy bacon. That all makes sense to me as just buttery tastes that go together, and then pouring the liquid on it is what
that's the poutine of it.
I know.
Because they can't do gravy, but they have to. You can't say it's poutine and it's gotta be wet. They're like, we can replace any of the components in this fucking poutine and call it poutine, but it's gotta be wet. Like when I ordered the Matty Bowl at KFC, and it's supposed to be like poutine, but they did the tiniest little baby scoop of gravy in it, and oh, woe is me, was my world on fire.
That sounds so sad.
It was very sad.
Little 10 cc's of gravy.
Imagine you order this, and there's only one little dime-sized chowder in the center, and you got all that dry shit.
I would want it wet. Give me wet.
Give me that wet chowder.
Parachin sandwich or parakin?
Is that like a rare penguin?
Yes, it's a delectable sweet and savory handheld sandwich. The Parachin sandwich features spicy jerk penguin, plantain and red cabbage slaw, mango salsa, and lime cilantro dressing, served in a sweet Dutch crunch roll.
There must be that must be an overpopulation of penguins area.
Yeah, there's a government incentive to bring them down. No, it's spicy jerk chicken. I'm pretty sure penguins are close to endangered most places.
Yeah, because they ground them all up in Australia that one time. You ever heard about that?
No, that sounds sad.
There's another dollop. I'm not promoting the dollop. I'm not hoping that like people here like
promoting people being sad.
Yeah, but they found out that they could use penguin oil for stuff, the industrialists.
Oh, no.
And oh boy, was it it is literally like a Simpsons cartoon where they just dump penguins into a grinder and then oil comes out the other end, or like a slurry that they monetize.
Have to dig for this oil. We just grab the penguins off the corner.
Oh,
in
man.
Australia, do they even have penguins?
Not anymore. Like, not, I mean, they do, but not, yeah, it might have been, yeah, dude.
It seems too hot. Are there hot penguins?
There's hot penguins, dog, yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
And finally, the Boricua dog. Boricua dog? I don't know. The crunchy potato stick topped Boricua dog comes loaded with sofrito beef, Smallman Street deli kraut, yellow mustard, American cheese, ketchup, and braised onions stuffed in a roll. Stuffed in a roll is a strange way to describe a hot dog.
Sometime, I'm going to eat sauerkraut one day. I've never done it. It seems like it would be disgusting.
It's fine.
I'm going to get a Reuben or something, and I'm going to try it.
It works in that context.
All right. We're going to pause for just a moment. I will be right back. had to piss for the last half hour.
Okay.
Like, and I was and then you were like, I'll just rush through these, but then I started riffing with you on them, and I was like, I don't care. It can resorb back into my bladder. I don't fucking care. I'm a professional.
Yeah, I'll just do the Elon Musk thing where it just sort of ekes into the rest of my torso, and then I just sort of fill more.
That's
and
what
more
you
up
think
with
Elon
piss.
Musk's okay, so just we're back from a little break. But Andrew, I was going to cut this all out. But Andrew is educating me that the reason Elon Musk looks like a bloated bag of piss is because his piss he doesn't pee. It just resorbs back into his gut.
Well, do you know what ketamine does to your bladder?
No, but I know that Matthew Perry's the lady who sold Matthew Perry his ketamine is going to prison.
Uh-oh.
No, but what's ketamine do to your bladder?
So it shrinks it.
Nope.
Like a lot.
Nope.
First off.
Never going to do ketamine.
Makes it very little. But then it does make the tissue very spongy.
No.
So your piss, not only can you not hold any, but if you don't pee, it just sort of starts to eke into the rest of your
That's what I like
body.
about weed. That's what I like about weed. Doesn't make your piss eke back into your system. No.
So there is going to be at some point his body just pops and he's just piss and guts, you know?
Yeah, man. Ketamine, no thanks. Because like it's always a drug that I've, back when we called it horse tranquilizer, I was always curious about it because, man, if it'll do that to a horse, imagine what it would do for me, little old 250-pound Adam. I bet that's a good way to spend an afternoon watching TV with your buddies. But no, I'm glad I never got into it because now that it's legal or whatever and expensive, no thank you. I do not want my peeing situation is already kind of a mess as a 44-year-old man, not like a mess like I'm incontinent, but let's be honest, it's not out of the picture. But I just, I'm a 44-year-old guy. My bladder is all that stuff. It's already optimum for my age and shit. I could not imagine making it worse because I'm a billionaire and I get sleepy or whatever. Like there just seems like there's way cooler drugs that he could do.
I can't imagine being a billionaire and you're doing stuff that makes your body like fall apart.
No,
I'm just like I have infinite like resources. I can do whatever I want. Why am I getting sleepy and making my bladder little?
Well, that's why I hate that Brian Johnson guy, the guy that uses his son as a blood boy or whatever. But I definitely
you get it.
I mean, I get it, but I think that's more the way that I would go than like I would maybe like if I was a billionaire, the drugs that I would do would be the best marijuana on the fucking planet grown by my little cohort of people that I hire to do that and only that.
Yeah. You'd do like Slipknot where they have like their own grow farms in the cities that they go to regularly.
Who?
Slipknot.
The band Slipknot does? That's weird. I did not know that about them. That makes me like weed less.
Yeah. They love weed, man.
But that is very strange. Those guys are so cringe. But
we're talking about the film Half Baked.
Well, hold on. What was I talking about before you jumped in and said Slipknot? Like you can't throw me off like that right now.
You were talking about setting up your own grow farm.
Oh yeah, billionaire. But no,
Yeah.
there's because that's when you get a chemist and you get some fucking research chemicals. Like if you're Elon Musk rich and you want to get high, you don't take fucking ketamine, dude. You take 2CI. You take like fucking those research chemicals that ravers were doing instead of Molly,
I inject like a computer chip into my brain that can just turn high on whenever I feel like it.
I mean, no, because
what are we doing?
You don't have that because you're Elon Musk, and even though you have billions of dollars, you cannot create technology like that.
Yeah, but I would buy the company that did create the technology and then be like, look at this good technology I made. I'm very smart.
I don't
and
want to.
Everyone goes, yes, you are.
I don't want to. I don't think I want a chip in my brain, but only because I know that people like Elon Musk would be involved in its manufacture somehow. That's why it's like your phone. Your jitterbug smartphone that you have. that
my Android smartphone.
Yeah, that didn't have any stuff on it, like that was like free of bloatware.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't come with bloatware.
Yeah, that's
how I like to keep my brain.
That's how that's the chip that you would get in your brain. Is like, I need the open source brain chip.
Yeah, can you imagine you put the chip in your brain that installs Facebook so that it's just always in the corner of your eye?
Oh, that's coming.
Can I uninstall it, please? And it's like, well, you can uninstall it down to its base version, but you can't get rid of it.
Well, yeah, because
but why?
And that's what sucks is that because LLMs, they've terminated. We've gotten everything we're going to get out of the Chat GPTs and the LLMs of it. They're running on fumes. The market's going to crash and it's going to be catastrophic, right? But so they're going to pivot to, we'll put a computer in your brain, but it's not going to be a better computer. It's like, no, you don't want this generation of AI people having anything to do with your fucking brain.
No. But a lot of people are going to sign up for it and die and be stupid or whatever. I don't know. But I was going to say, as far as the hard to piss thing, every year I go to Gen Con. Which is a big convention for board games, other stuff, but mostly board games. Last year had 72,000 people.
Whoa.
Sometimes at this convention, I do have to go to the bathroom.
No.
Which is, oh boy, going to a bathroom at a convention center. I don't know how much you have experience with that, but when you walk into when the humidity in the air changes as you enter a bathroom.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
You just got to think about I'm just breathing in somebody's shit.
You got to go find the bathroom that seems way far away from the main area, and you need to try and find the unisex bathroom that has a baby changing station in it. That's a solo bathroom. It's a whole thing. I've gone to Designer Con a few years, and I used to table at conventions, but when I table at a place, usually there's an artist an area where people can go, where there's or I have a room there. Oftentimes I usually, if I'm at a convention doing stuff, I have a room where I can go to pee.
Yeah, I always pray that we're staying at one of the connected hotels. So it's if I have to go to the bathroom, I can walk 10 minutes and just go in my hotel room or in the hotel or whatever. But yeah, the amount of people when I go into those humid, stinky bathrooms who are just standing at the urinal from when I walk in to when I go to the urinal to when I go and wash my hands to when I leave, somebody has not moved, leads me to believe a lot of your age thing where it's just either these people are beating off into a urinal or
no, they're not.
The pee just ain't coming out. It's just tough,
dude. It's just tough.
That sounds bad.
Well, but also I have my peeing situation is a little bit weird because also from my SSRI, I've always had for years, even before I was an older man or a middle-aged man like I am, ever since I've been on Zoloft, I've just had to piss all the time. And they're like, yeah, that's 1% of people symptoms with this SSRI. And I was like, all right, well, there you go.
Okay. I scored lucky.
So I was thinking, what can we do for 420? How do we do a promo item? And then I remembered there's this restaurant called Cheba Hut. And there's one in a couple miles away from my house in Burbank. And then there's one downtown, and I drive by them sometimes on my way to a dispensary that I go to. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to a dispensary at Cheba Hut. That's funny. And then I was like, so let's do Cheba Hut with Half Baked. And then when it came time to eat the food to record for it, those locations near my house had closed. They closed in the last 3 weeks. And then I went, uh-oh. And then I looked, and the closest location to me was Ontario, California, which is an hour and 20 minutes away with traffic. And my wife and I had a date yesterday where we went to get Cheba Hut in Ontario. And we also got we went to Dairy Queen for the first time in 8 years because there's no Dairy Queens in the Valley, but they're all over out in the suburbs.
Yeah. I mean, the one out here in Minneapolis has endless Reddit posts about when will it open. It's not opening fuck Minneapolis. Why isn't it open?
But it's open.
Is it opening yet? It is open. I was not around for any of the drama of whether or not it was going to
Well,
open.
you know, it's Stoner Sandwich Place. They probably opened late.
Yeah, there's a lot of comments of like, oh, it's so Cheba Hut to finish 70% of opening your restaurant and then forget to finish opening it.
They should have just bought an old Quiznos and they'd have been ready to go. They just have to slap up some fucking marijuana kitsch. Really bad marijuana kitsch, too. It's like their own brand. Like they're like, we've branded a certain experience of marijuana and it all sucks.
Yeah, there was a really good, somebody was sharing a review of Cheba Hut and they had a picture of just Brian Griffin smoking a bong.
Hey, that's Cheba Hut.
Like in like rainbow colors. And I was like, this sucks.
That's Cheba Hut, baby. The other reason I thought of Cheba Hut was because my best man for my wedding was like, knew that we were planning this Denver trip. And he said, what's the thing I could do? Because we're not going to do like a strip club or whatever. And it was just us, the three of us. And so I said, well, book a marijuana tour. I want to go on one of them tours where you get to see all the marijuana plants in a big room. Yeah. And he looked into it and he booked it. And the place that you leave from is Cheba Hut in downtown Denver. And so we got a sandwich at Cheba Hut, and the whole time I was like, well, do I have to bring weed on because it's a weed tour bus where we're going to smoke weed on a bus and then go to dispensaries and do a grow op, like look at a grow op, right? Do a walkthrough. And
is a grow op like a co-op?
Yes. Okay. What was that?
I was just asking a question.
What was the question?
Is a grow op like a co-op?
No, it's a grow operation owned by a company. So I'm sure there are co-ops that are like that have grow ops, but no, it's like a place where they manufacture marijuana for sale.
Okay, I'm learning.
It's like a big rich company. Like they're actually it's not a good thing. Like I realized after I looked into it.
They sound like wonderful places.
I'm not going to talk about the actual branding of the tour because this is back way before COVID. This is in 2016. So it's kind of the Wild West of this kind of shit. But the joke is, I kept asking my best man, Peter, I said, do I have to bring weed or are they going to have weed right away on the bus? Because I don't want to get on the bus and be sitting there for an hour until we get to the first stop where we can buy weed. Because I've got weed, I can just have some with me. And he's like, no. Weed tour bus, we got it. We got on the bus, no weed. And I was like, you motherfucker. Like it worked out. We ended up getting high on drugs for the day, but it was fair. I never let him live that down. Every time he's planning something, I'm like, is this going to be a no weed on the weed bus kind of situation, or is this actually going to happen?
To introduce you to Clown, crafted by Slipknot co-founder Sean Clown Cran.
Oh, the worst of
partnership with Hashbone and Heavy Grass.
Oh my god, dude, he's the worst of Slipknot. The Clown, he's the worst one. Of course, he would be the one that makes marijuana.
Clown's signature Hashbone line contains a potent, uplifting blend of 75% indica flower and 25% Paradise Citrus Bubble Hash with an amazing lab-tested THC level of 40% plus.
That's what I love about California, right? Like a small-time fucking celebrity like that isn't going to have the penetration in the market penetration in California where I'm going to have to see that bullshit, right? But you get into Illinois and where it's like only people who already have money could afford to get into the game and shit, like, which is how it is out here too, but it's just you need so much more money to start out here. That's funny. No, the Clown, I would have, if I would have had to guess which member of Slipknot was involved in the cringiest horse shit, and maybe the weed is really good. I'll definitely like if somebody had a free bag of
Bubble Hash and Skittles.
I mean,
Skittles is the big one that's in there.
The Skittles.
Why? What is the appeal of Skittles and weed? I would not pair them.
Well, that's not so the strain Skittles is an indica dominant hybrid of like what's called exotic flower, which is not to say that it's like rare or anything like that. It's just a different category of marijuana flower. They're like, instead of being green and red, they're purple. And they're very hot among like the hip hop community like 15, 20 years ago. But now Skittles, Wedding Cake, Wedding Crasher, Runts, those are all this dark purple indica dominant hybrid. And so I think the appeal is just they're very popular right now, but also they're popular because they're good. And by good, it's like more high.
Sure. Okay. Well,
there's just all kinds of different plants, you know, and the when you see indica sativa, that shit's all arbitrary. Like there isn't like a genetically sativa or a genetically indica plant. It's like the people who brand the strains, when they have their testers smoke it or they smoke it, they're like, oh, if it makes you sleepy, it's an indica. If it kind of makes you spacey, but you still want to do stuff, they call it a sativa, but it's all fucking arbitrary.
Sure. So Cheba Hut,
founded in 1998.
Yeah, by Scott Jennings. First location in Tempe, Arizona.
Wow.
First store opened near the campus of Arizona State University, where Jennings attended college.
And also, I bet marijuana was very illegal there at the time.
I think so. I believe that is the case. Let's see. Yeah, I was a foodie and into counterculture. I went to ASU. I had to get the hell out of Nebraska. I always idolized the beach. I was a pot smoker. I was the only guy in Nebraska who had a surfboard. I grew up on Spicoli. I could make a damn good sandwich. It kind of came from Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams, but I was going to do an ice cream shop first and call it Nice Dreams. Name the flavors after different types of herb, but that was seasonal. I knew sandwiches. I didn't know ice cream. Toasted subs are a lot better than regular subs. I wanted to keep it real. I wanted people to see that stoners can be smart business people.
I knew sandwiches, not ice cream. Yes, dude, I fucking love this guy now. I thought that
it's just nonsense too. This was all in response to what's the genesis of Cheba Hut?
Dude,
it's like I had a surfboard. I was the only
guy that had ever smoked weed in Nebraska. I found a magic marijuana plant in Nebraska growing out of a surfboard, and I went, I'm going to make sandwiches.
Does Cheba Hut get flack in more conservative states like Louisiana and Texas? Not like I did in 98, that's for sure. Our people are everywhere. That's what's cool to see. When we open a new Cheba Hut, the workers and the people that come in are like, oh, I found my new home. It's the island of misfits. That's what still gets me going.
So the location I went to was in a very upscale strip mall in a super dense, like the reddest Republican like area. You know, and it's not actually a counterculture thing, but yeah.
Here's from their website. Cheba Hut is a toasted.
I hate that. We'll talk about that. So it says Cheba Hut toasted subs, like they have toasted in quotation marks, right?
Yeah, dog.
But here's the problem. I know they're saying toasted like marijuana, right? It's a double entender, as we've talked about in the past. But
hell yeah, dude.
You don't have, but they're also literally toasted. So it's actually toasted subs. So you don't need the quotation marks. The double entendre.
Well, they want to make sure that you get what they're doing.
Yeah, it almost distracts me, quite honestly.
It does.
Are they not toasted?
It makes me.
What do they think? What do they mean instead of
doing something to it? If you put the quotes around sub, I'd be like,
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Is it
like
food?
Toasted.
What did you do to
toasted,
it?
quote unquote, sandwich. I don't know.
Yeah. Cheba Hut is a toasted sub concept that has been curing munchies since its start in 1998. Founder Scott Jennings decided to showcase the harmony between great tasting food and ... Well, a very specific counterculture. The menu features over 30 signature sub sandwiches, as well as a variety of Rice Krispie treats, salads, and munchies. Most locations also offer craft beers that feature local beers from neighborhood breweries.
I like that the munchies are either a bag of Miss Vicky's chips or a ball of stuff.
A Goo Ball.
A Goo Ball.
The Goo Ball was the best thing.
You know how, like,
It was
when you're a
quite
kid
good.
and you're getting high with your friends, you know, in your closet, hiding, you know, and everybody gets high and they're like, you know what I could really use right now, man? A fucking Goo Ball, you know?
Hell yeah.
That's the counterculture, bro. Goo Ball.
A certain type of counterculture. Am I right,
A very
everybody?
specific type. A type of counterculture that involves shrooms. Yes, you're doing. Andrew is making bong motions and sounds. It's very funny. If you're not subscribed to the video, he is really cutting it up.
Yep. What really sets Cheba Hut apart, though, can only be experienced in our shops. We combine homegrown food with real people. That doesn't sound good. In a relaxed environment. Escape the established. We combine homegrown food with real people.
Like they in a
It
vat.
sounds like you're
They
making
combine
people.
homegrown food with real people in a grinder.
In their FAQ, does Cheba Hut get you high? There are 0 amounts of any marijuana-related products in our food. However, our food is so yummy that you're sure to leave with a full belly and euphoric sense of feeling.
Oh man, I hate, and this was all
You're gonna
before,
leave with
way
a
before
euphoric sense of
ChatGPT.
feeling.
Imagine how bad Cheba Hut would be if this guy had the idea right now in the days of ChatGPT. Like, we thought the art that they had in there was bad and cringe, I'm sure, but imagine how bad and cringe it would be if it was produced by, Sam Altman's fucking butt glue.
The whole look of it, the Munchies characters, which we can go into. They're fun new little mascots. I don't have a lot on them. People don't
I
talk
didn't
about
even
this
notice the
franchise that much.
mascots of it. I just noticed all of the little cartoons, like the Liechtenstein-esque fucking cartoons, kind of.
Yeah, those little hairy guys are called the Munchies. They're new, I guess. And one person on Reddit thought they looked like AI, but it was like one person. And I can see where they're coming from, but I don't think it is. I don't know. They also have a mascot called Flip the Bird, which is terrible. And
it just sucks that it's like
typically when
this
you do a
guy's
mascot,
vision
you wanna-
of weed culture, you know? Like, if I was like, you got to get a bunch of people together and talk about it and hit the middle rather than you really bank on your incredibly cringe, interpretation of these like icons.
Another thing from the FAQ was, can I buy like marijuana there? And then the response was, no, nothing is marijuana here. Another one, what does Cheba mean? It is a term synonymous with marijuana. Please note our food does not contain any amounts of THC. It is purely just a theme.
It sounds like they're distancing themselves from marijuana. It's like, come on, man, embrace it. Be like, can somebody buy marijuana? It's like, depends. Is your location in a cool neighborhood?
Yeah, is your location cool?
Does Kyle work at your location? You can ask Kyle.
We always talk to Kyle. Shout out to Kyle, who's probably listening to this episode. Hello.
Hey, mention me. I'm Kyle. Works at Cheba Hut. I search all of the transcripts of all the podcasts on Apple Podcasts for the word Cheba Hut.
Let's see. So we've got Chronic. That's a sandwich. We've got AK-47, which is what I got.
What's on the AK-47?
Roast beef, portobello, onions, shrooms, double provolone, and shake, served with a side of au jus. I got it with no onions because fuck that. But I had 2 types of mushrooms, supposedly. I didn't really get... They seemed somewhat scared of actually including mushrooms on the sandwich,
Dude,
I will say.
Here's so I've got a lot of problems with the weed stuff at this restaurant, right? But the fact that they call their mix of stuff that they put on everything shake makes me angry, because shake is not good. Like, shake is like the leave-ins of your weed that shakes at the bottom of the bag. It's what
Shake was the thing that made the most sense to me and was the least cringe on on this menu,
Right?
if I'm being honest.
But if you're gonna,
because it's just like, that sounds like a food and a weed. Yes,
but nowadays,
I know it's the bad
in
thing.
2026 though, most people who have any interaction with weed know that keef is a powdery thing that you put on weed. That's a weed related thing. So they should be putting keef on all their sandwiches, and they know that. They're just so far down the road.
This seems very much like it's a concept that was debuted in 1998 and has not been updated really since. So we have the Dank sandwich.
If you're listening, Cheba Hut, I can help you bring the Cheba Hut into the 2026 with legalization happening. I can help.
Yeah, with Adam, you won't have to keep putting locations out of business. You guys seem pretty cool. Like, you seem like you're not the worst place.
You could have just filled every
Quiznos
Quiznos if you did it right.
Yeah, that's true. You could have even kept the Sprog monkeys or whatever they were. Mm-hmm. They like the subs,
and they're inconsistent because they've got a sub called Chronic, and then they have a sub called AK-47. Chronic is just a general term for good marijuana. AK-47 is strain specific. What
about this sandwich called the Magic Mushroom?
That's the other thing. It's just like hippie culture, and I think that hippies they're one of the worst parts about weed.
My buddy Ryan had a good point, which was, how much more popular do you think this restaurant got when they developed a way to order it not in person, because then you don't have to say any of this out loud? And I was like, good point. Probably a lot.
During the pandemic, a lot of people got hooked on Cheba Hut, much like you get hooked on Cheba. And then the pandemic ends, and now they got to go in there maybe and order their fucking, I'm going to order my Northern Lights or my Alaskan Thunder fork.
Yeah, because as much as when I was 13, might have thought it was really funny to go into a place and order a dank nug, I would probably, throw myself out the nearest,
dude, you'd space yourself out the airlock. You're racing for the airlock. You want to turn into an ice crystal in space. And
you're like, can I get a cottonmouth cure, please?
Oh yeah, dude. The other problem with their menu is they've got 3 sizes of sandwich. They've got a nug, a pinner, and a blunt. That's not the hierarchy. It should be a nug, a joint, and a blunt, because a pinner is like a little teeny sandwich. The first one should be pinner. But
isn't a nug good? Isn't it big?
No, they can be a nug is just the weed bud itself. So you can have a big nug or a little nug. And actually, when you get small nugs, sometimes you get better weed, but it's cheaper because people are like, the nugs are smaller. But it doesn't matter. You're going to grind it up and fucking burn it anyway.
Oh, one thing I was going to say, and you should cut this part out, this question, and put it back in the part where you're talking about going to the grow ops. Because, we do that all the time, where we cut jokes and we move them around. When you went on your grow up tour, did you come every time you walked into one of the facilities like Dave Chappelle in the movie?
I hate that so much. I really hate whenever weed gets involved with sex in any way. It's so bad.
So in Half Baked, the first time he sees a package of weed, he can't stop thrusting his hips.
He can't stop ejaculating, is what you would imagine is happening.
An open mouth. And then later they see the room where they keep all the bricks, and he does it again, but then he looks down at it, he checks his crotch.
I missed that entirely.
For a wet spot. It's one of the grossest.
I don't like any of that. I want everybody to know, I don't like this movie. I think it's got some of the funniest jokes, sight gags and shit. I think that when we'll get to it, but when Harlan Williams says, "Are you hungry, girl?" to the horse, and there's a lady walking by, I can't write that joke. I wouldn't fucking write that joke, and also, I'm a comedy writer.
Also, when he just finishes feeding the horse, and it's oh, that's it. You ate it all, and it just farts and dies.
Dude,
it's one of the all time.
I love horses. Yeah, there's got some good stuff, but I can't remember where I was going with that. Cheba Hut. let's talk about the sandwiches for a minute. Oh, yeah, I talked about the sizes. Read some descriptions of other sandwiches. I've been distracting you.
So here we got the Sticky Icky. Also, there's symbols on all these, and they have a guide, a legend at the top to tell me what the symbols mean. So we've got hot, which is little flames. We've got a peace sign, which is signature. We got a pot leaf, which is vegetarian. And then we got a little baby head, which means inner child.
Oh, dude, why? I didn't even know that. It's worse than I thought.
So this one, also, I don't know how their website is coded, but Sticky Icky has a baby head right under it. And then just wandered off to the side and lower and to the right is a peace symbols.
It's not where they don't have the key in the right. Yeah. They don't have the consistency of where the key is every time.
So Sticky Icky looks really good. It's peanut butter and jelly. Description: a new take on the PB&J. Toker tip: you're gonna want a Kool-Aid.
Wait, what's the new take on a PB&J? Is it?
Well, you see, it has peanut butter and jelly.
But you're getting it at a restaurant for $10, and that's the new take?
Hell yeah, brother.
There we go, baby.
Give me a pinner of Sticky Icky.
I will say that I ordered...
Sticky Icky does look good.
What's the pizza sub called again?
The Dank.
The Dank. So that's the one I got.
I was going to get that.
I added jalapeno, and it was very good. Now... I will
say about these descriptions, they're very boring.
Oh, absolutely.
They just have to say what the sandwich is because the name of the sandwich doesn't give you anything.
Yeah, they did random assignment of weed name to sandwich product.
This just says Dank, pizza sub, Genoa salami, pepperoni marinara, double provolone, and shake. What a description. It
was good. I did think that the best thing, though, my wife and I also got a nug sized, what's the grilled cheese on there called? The cheesel?
The cheesel.
Cheesel. And it's funny because blue cheese, there actually was there were strains of weed, like cheese strains of weed that came out like 20 years ago, around the time I was in Amsterdam for the first time. Sure. And every once in a while, they're not around as much anymore, but you'll see like at the dispensary, like a blue cheese or something, or a cheesel. And so it's a grilled cheese where they've got cheese, but they also have cream cheese on it. Yep. And it's toasted and very good. And you can substitute jalapeno cream cheese, but the jalapeno cream cheese has fucking cilantro in it. So it's like, I can't get that. So we just did the regular cream cheese, and that was like the star of the show, that grilled cheese. I would, if I ever go again, I'm going to get that, but I'm going to add steak and horseradish.
Yeah. If you go back on 420, you can get nugs. You can get a nug for $4.20. And it comes served to you on a limited edition...
rolling tray?
No, limited edition Frisbee.
Ooh, for my disc golfing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Frisbee looks kind of cool.
I'm going to be too busy. I'm going to be too busy playing disc golf on my day off.
Hell yeah, brother.
After I drop my wife off at work, I'm going to go to... you have to smoke weed. Like, I'm sorry, at some point... I don't know what, like, we don't have to get into why you haven't, but just all of the weed motions you're making, it's just like, I think that you've made fun of it enough that you either have to stop doing that or you need to do it.
Is it offensive?
You're stealing valor from all of the people who've been cringe their entire fucking life.
What if I was just the biggest loser who had all the like I love weed and I love weed references, but
you didn't smoke? You've like only like, I'll take a 5 milligram edible every 2 years.
I would watch a show about that guy, because that's like the weirdest type of guy I could imagine.
Yeah,
like the Jim Brewer in Half Baked, but has never smoked.
That's kind of Jim Brewer. He's not. Jim Brewer is like kind of anti-drug guy, I think. Which is funny. Yeah. Maybe he wasn't at the time, but so what? You liked what other sandwiches? We've covered the key. Now we know how we can navigate the menu. Maybe.
Yeah. So we've got the bomb, which of course is a meatball sub.
Oh, they also love their meatballs there. They sell buckets o' balls, which is like meatballs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is you said the munchies were just bags of chips, but they've got a lot of munchies.
You're right. They got the buckets of balls.
They've got new ! Brownie.
Oh, don't worry. There's no THC. It'll just make you fat for no reason.
Yes, get high on flavor with our delicious fudgy brownie made with pure melted chocolate. That's what all of their items should say. It's just get high on flavor with description of product.
Get high, not on weed.
They've got the Cool Ranch Doritos Not'chos. Now, this was a big one for me. They have the Not'chos, and they look good. I don't understand why they're called Not'chos.
Because they are just nachos.
They are nachos. This leads me to believe they're like vegan or something, because that's usually like the naming conventions you do.
Does it have the pot leaf on the menu?
It also says melted cheddar cheese.
Okay, so because it says melted cheddar cheese and then there's no pot leaf, it's probably not vegan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know why. Is there a strain of weed called Not'chos?
No.
Okay.
I can say that with confidence. Baffled. I don't know well, this is the same restaurant that put toasted in quotation marks.
I mean, that's true. They also have pretzel nuggets. They're not called pretzel nugs, which is kind of a missed opportunity. They have their regular nachos, which are with nacho cheese Doritos.
I'm telling you, man, if I thought that if they open this place now with AI involved, I mean, I think if this place opened now, I'd be like, oh, they use this menu is a little too good for AI almost, but it's close.
Yeah. Here's one that has, so they're very sparse with their like fun descriptions on products. They like to just tell you what it is for whatever reason.
Because you're high. You need it laid out for you. You're so baked because you get high and the first thing you do is you go to a very nice strip mall in Ontario, California.
Yeah. But like something like pretzel nuggets, you can do a dumb weed thing for me. You can be like, hell yeah, these are the dankest salty nugs you've ever laid your cottony tongue on, you idiot. You're high out of your mind. Try to get low out of your mind on these nugs, dog.
Weed.
But instead they just say soft pretzel bites tossed in garlic butter, salt, and shake. I was like, yeah, I could have guessed that from the image, guys. But then we've got French onion soup. Description: authentic French onion soup, the way your granddaughter Becky does it. And I think that's an autocorrect from Grandma Becky, because granddaughter Becky is weird. Unless you are your regular audience is like,
no, dude, it's like
man.
My granddaughter Becky, dude, she gets baked and she fucking makes the best French onion soup, bro. Like, you wouldn't think of French onion soup when you have the munchies because it's not really munchies, but the way Becky does it, it's fucking dead.
Here you go. Crispy bar, tasty cereal bites wrapped in chewy marsh-mellow goodness.
That's funny. The funny thing about those is they look like the illegal dispensary edibles. Like when you go to unlicensed dispensaries, they have like big Rice Krispie bars and shit that look just like those.
And then finally, chocolate chip cookie. Description: a classic chocolate chip cookie for the win.
Wait, does it say for the win or FTW?
No, it says for the win. This Blazer rules.
I'm going to leave the chair squeaking in on that one as like where a laugh should be. It's my chair squeaking and me loudly sighing as my spine hurts. Well, yeah. So Cheba Hut was, like I said, I ate there once 10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago to the day. It was on 420. Wow. And I went, ooh, I don't ever need to eat there. Yeah, I remember it being the kind of like hard toasted bread that like hurts your mouth. Like you talked about how that's stupid. I think you said when people like they eat Captain Crunch and it hurts their mouth. Like what kind of baby mouths do people have? Well, I apparently have
I don't know how people eat food.
They push it immediately to the roof of their mouth with their tongue.
So
we talked about it. You pull it apart. You clutch it with your lips and you pull.
Yeah, there's certain things like we don't teach certain stuff in school, because it's like so normal They were just like, yeah, we don't teach breathing. I mean, we should because, like good breathing like really does a lot for you, But like stuff like eating where I was just like, I hear some eating habits. I was like, I don't get it, man. Captain Crunch is one I kind of get a little bit.
I hear some eating habits that I think the very same thing about.
So you want to talk about the movie a bit? I've got some fun posts about it.
Okay, so we're 90 minutes in, and we have a very important podcast to record later where we're being guests on a podcast called The Most Important Election of Our Lives, I believe, if I got that right. Check it out. So I just want to do a quick overview of the movie and then talk about some stuff. So Half Baked is the story of a group of plucky stoners who have various jobs in New York City. One of them goes out to buy munchies one night, and he accidentally kills a police horse by feeding it all of their munchies. And so then he goes to prison, and his friends need to raise $100,000.
The funniest line in the movie is when Harlan Williams is in his first talk when he's in prison. And he goes, I don't feel like I'm getting the respect that a cop killer deserves.
Yes, that is great. He has almost all the funny lines.
I know. He's also one of the least crazy guys after this movie.
Yes, and he also has the line, I think in that same scene, where he says about those fellow prisoners, I think they're mistaking my kindness for weakness. Yeah. I wrote that down. I paused it and rewound it. And he also is the guy that says just out of the blue, so do you believe in angels to the people at the fucking Harlan this movie is his fucking movie, dude. He's so funny. But he goes to prison, and at the same time, Dave Chappelle, noted the second richest transphobe in entertainment, he works as a janitor at a place where they're doing medical marijuana research. So they decide that they're going to sell marijuana that he's going to slowly steal by misappropriating forms. And they start doing that, but then they run afoul of a local drug dealer. And so then they have to raise even more money faster. So Stephen Wright, who's been a character that's been sleeping on their couch this whole time, says they should break into the lab on the weekend, steal it all, make all the money. They get busted. They immediately, this is where the movie falls apart. They immediately roll over on the other drug dealer. Yeah. They immediately narc. They're fucking baseless cowards. They're the worst fucking characters in the history of pot cinema.
They hate him. They don't help him. He's threatening their lives.
Yeah, but they fucked up. He's a bad guy. But they're doing it wrong. If you don't want to deal with bad guys or you don't want to go to prison, don't sell weed to get your friend out of prison. They're you don't narc. But all that aside, they end up narking on the guy. The ghost of Jerry Garcia comes out of Jim Brewer's pouch, knocks out the evil, very black-coated drug dealer. It's super problematic for a billion reasons. And
not only is he black-coated, he is a black man.
Yeah, exactly, but they definitely hang a hat on a hat on a hat.
A Charlie's Angels set of women that fight for him.
And so the day is saved. And this whole time, Dave Chappelle's character has been lying to a woman that he doesn't smoke weed because she hates weed. So then he quits smoking weed at the end to be with her. And the big line at the end is I love weed, but not as much as I love pussy. And that should tell you how much this movie sucks right there. But you've already know that because you've watched the entire movie leading up to it. But that's the story of Half Baked.
He also has voiceover for the entire movie. There's never a reason why it's there. It's always bad. It's never funny. It exists because certainly at some point in the edit, they're just well, this joke doesn't make any fucking sense unless we explain it. Or a test audience is too high to get a joke. I don't know. It's really bad.
And before
bad.
We get into the posts, this was written by Dave Chappelle and Neil Brennan. So it was kind of the coming together of what would become Chappelle Show a couple years later on Comedy Central. Also, music by Alf Clausen. I think Tamara Davis, who directed this, I think she's okay. You know, I think she's made maybe good movies or movies that I would like now, or at least respect as being well made and not having fucked up sound like they were made in a warehouse. This movie sounds terrible most of the time.
So she has directed, let me see here. She directed the Britney Spears film Crossroads.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
So never mind.
She directed a lot of television, films. She directed Billy Madison.
Ah, that's right. Yes. So she has directed amazing movies other than this.
She directed 13 the Musical.
Okay. Unfamiliar.
Crossroads. Skipped Parts. Never heard of it. Best Men. Nope.
So there are, before we get into the posts, I just want to say it's crazy that Alf Clausen did the music for this. It starts out on the right foot because there's an 82-minute runtime. That's my target fucking runtime, right?
Wikipedia says 79 minutes.
Wow, there you go. Even better.
Jeez,
and then it says 28% rotten critic score, but 75% audience score. Oh.
This is in a 2006 interview, Brennan referred to the period of the film's release as probably the worst year of my life, creatively and personally. In an interview that same year, Chappelle recounted how he and Brennan lost touch with each other after the release of Half Baked, saying that it was like leaving a crime scene.
Yeah, dude, they were not stoked on it either. It's so funny that it got like a second life on DVD and for college students.
It's so bad, and it did
so many prison rape
poorly.
jokes. So many fucking transphobic stuff. They steal from an unhoused guy. One really funny.
He does it so casually too. He also takes a cab ride across town, and it costs him $4.50.
And he stiffs the guy on the tip.
Needs to tell me amounts of money, and then they're trying to lead me to believe that a cab ride in New York cost $4.50.
Oh, this is in 1998 though, but still, it's just to let you know that he didn't tip the guy.
And he wasn't even going to the airport, which we know Gremlins 2, they don't even take your cab ride unless you're going to the airport.
He then said, "You people are greedy." Yeah. And he was not talking about cab drivers. He was talking about Arab people or whatever ethnicity the cab driver was. I think we can safely assume that.
But he makes it up by immediately stealing from a homeless guy to pay $1 for like a large
$2.50 for the biggest ice cream sundae you've ever seen in your life to impress a woman who hates weed. Like, dude, I dated a lady.
Impress a woman who hates weed who then smashes his hand into the sundae that he paid for.
Yeah, she's crazy.
She's awful.
Yeah. Now, one great joke that I want to make sure, I'm just looking at my list of things that I don't want to miss. So there's a rapper named Sir Smoke-A-Lot. And in the first act of the movie, we see his video talking about this drug dealer, Samson, that always hooks him up. And then he becomes a customer of Mr. Nice Guy, Dave Chappelle's drug crew, right? And then he makes a video that is proselytizing or whatever, advertising Mr. Nice Guy, right? And just non sequitur in the middle, he goes, "Fuck Samson," and it's the fucking. It's like you might almost miss it if you're not paying attention because it's kind of in the background of the track, but he just out of nowhere, "Fuck Samson," and they're so excited that it's happening, and it's like, oh, that's going to be a problem, but just and when Dave Chappelle, when Samson threatens to kill them or whatever, he hangs up the phone and goes, "We got a serious problem here, guys."
So here's the thing about the posts about this movie. Everyone will do like a Reddit post to be like, "Hey, here's this underappreciated movie," or here's a movie I grew up on, or like, there's always a normal post intro. Every comment on every one of these posts is just quotes.
Oh yeah.
There's not a single open thought.
You done smoked yourself the R word.
Doctor says I need a backiotomy.
Yeah, that's
fuck you, you're cool, fuck you, I'm out. Samson, it's Sheila, mom fell.
I once got a party busted in college by the police for screaming, "Doctor said I need a backiotomy," really loud, and the cops heard me. So I was really a bad, annoying person 25 years ago. Another great fucking line when Samson is holding Guillermo, who's actually a very cool actor. He's like an out, gay, important comedy actor. I like him a lot. He's much more sane than Harlan Williams, probably, even guy who plays Guillermo. But Samson calls him Mexican or something, and he goes, "I'm Cuban B," and Samson goes, "Ah, yes, Cuban B." like there's a hilarious line every 5 minutes, but then the cop calls him queer. Like there's like then just like super like they run out of steam at the end that they're so lazy that the cop just calls him queer as a slur.
I would say there's a hilarious line like once every 40 minutes.
40 minutes for you.
Gives me about 2. Here's your post from Our Nostalgia. It's a good place.
Ooh, that's a big one.
When it comes to movies, I am mostly nostalgic for 1980s stuff that I watched as a little kid, but the movie that I absolutely loved the most as a teen in the late 90s was Half Baked. I literally had it playing on loop in a mobile home that my friends and I would hang out in. It has so many quotable moments that I still repeat constantly today. It really is one of my all-time favorites. Chappelle is absolutely brilliant. And this post unlocked a memory of me having seen this movie being insisted on being watched in a mobile home.
No. When is this post from?
This post is from 1 year ago.
Get the fuck out of here. So it's like,
I was like, is this that person?
Well, some people have a hard time breaking out of the orbit of the crap that they like when they're that age, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm definitely guilty of it myself. I really liked this movie, and then an ex-friend of mine who ended up being just the worst piece of shit, right? But of all the dumb, baseless stuff this asshole ever told me, the thing that sticks with me that I agree with to this day is I mentioned Half Baked, and he goes, "I don't give a fuck if that's the funniest fucking movie ever. They narc at the end. It sucks." And I was just like, they do narc at the end. It does suck. And then it's like all of like it's really hard for me to just say I'm a prison abolitionist, right? Because there's like certain questions that I don't know how to answer about that. Obviously, I would like it if prisons were abolished, but like, dude, all of the fucking prison assault stuff and all the prison stuff in this is just such a fucking bummer. The cops are just a fucking bummer. It's not fucking funny, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of classic, like, adjacent to, like, remember how in 80s movies, like, the villain would always get, like, their comeuppance at the end by getting raped by a gorilla?
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Yes.
Isn't that, like, a weird trend from the 80s? And, like, this movie has some of that shit going on where it's just like,
definitely.
We gotta get him out of jail, otherwise he's gonna get raped. And it's like,
no,
stop though.
But
there's also a long bit where he's like singing in the shower at the jail with the soap.
Yeah.
And it is just like, why is he, what is wrong? It, like, he's not he's a dumb, so scared.
Yeah, he's just so scared that he's just anything that'll make him comfortable, and singing in the shower makes him comfortable, so he's trying to escape his anxiety with that, and it is a bad move. It's bad.
And he does drop the soap, a classic, and then there is a man directly up against him from behind. It's
Nasty Nate.
Nasty Nate, who at some point in the movie he's flipping through the prison calendar.
Forced entry.
Nasty Nate is there in a swimsuit, and he's just sitting there with a Sharpie covering it with the word no and going, no jungle love.
Devil 666.
No, get out of here with that.
That's so bad. Guillermo Diaz, who played Scarface. He's great. He's like a good guy. He's also in Weeds. He's very good in Weeds, and Weeds is a show that's got problems. But this is not much of a diversion, and I'm really glad with how we're handling Half Baked. I did think that Tracy Morgan as the MTV VJ who says, "Sir, smoke a lot," and then he goes, "Row," at the end. Like, that's pretty fucking funny.
Was that really him?
That's Tracy Morgan before he was like right when he was started on SNL. Have you ever seen the film Strange Brew?
No.
So Strange
I know
Brew,
about it.
yeah, it's made by Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis in the 80s based on their SCTV characters, and it's basically like Half Baked for beer drinking Canadians. And it's really fucking funny, and it actually holds up. Like, it's not super homophobic and weird. It's like they do there's probably some problematic stuff in it, but it's like, I think it would be funny to on 420 do Strange Brew because it's a beer movie, not a weed movie. Like, we got so high we forgot what 420 was about. But yeah, so they're trying to do Strange Brew but for weed, and they don't have the heart that had, because it's just immediately lies. Like, we're supposed to feel something for this Thorogood guy who just cannot do anything right. Immediately lies to this lady, and it's like, you should never lie about smoking weed because it's very cool.
Yeah. You got this good comment on here. Have you ever seen Half Baked on weed?
Oh, the Jon Stewart guy. This is a guy who's got $25,000 worth of vintage music equipment behind him, and he's buying a $60 bag of weed, and he's talking for hours about it with the guy who brings it to him. I don't believe it. They do a bunch of little vignettes where they like show you different types of stoners, and they're like, this iconic type of stoner, and Willie Nelson's the old stoner. A dime bag used to cost a dime. How much did a condom cost? I don't know. We didn't use them. Like, so we see a bunch of, like, because they're selling weed, and that's part of the big sketch vibe of this. Yeah, it's like an SNL movie without the SNL.
Really, yeah. Let me see. Here's another one. I watched Half Baked 1998. Now, this is the kind of shitty 90s comedy I've been looking for. No moral to the story, no redemption arc, no logic, continuity, or much of a conclusion to speak of. No fucks given about anyone's sensitivities. They both punch ladies and kill the dog. And an endless stream of throwaway gags and cameos. Jim Brewer chews scenery with one of the most over-the-top performances ever put to film. It was like every Matthew Lillard performance, all of them at the same time.
Oh my God. Poor Matthew Lillard taking strays. Matthew, no.
Whilst Stephen Wright low-key steals the show as the guy on the couch. Highly recommend with or without the aid of substances. And of course, people have a lot to say here. They say, I want to talk to Samson. F you, you're cool, F you. To understand what happened to Killer the dog, you have to understand who the Killer the dog was.
Killer the dog is born to a three-legged bitch of a mother.
Yeah, it's a lot of good things people have to say.
One thing that got me, I don't know if it emotionally affected you the way that it did me, but towards the end, we get a big establishing shot with the World Trade Center. Like, did that tug at your heartstrings like it did mine? I was like, oh, I didn't realize that this was like not a pre 9/11 movie, but yeah, there you go.
I remember
now.
I had forgotten, but Half Baked. No, I had no attachments.
You don't think about that every time you see the two towers?
I didn't notice it, I guess.
Yeah. Anytime I see that New York skyline before the world fell apart, I get a little tinge in my heart. Before there was any anti-Arab sentiment in the world.
Yes. Before that existed, that was invented because of what they did to us.
Mm-hmm. We are kidding. We are being ironic. We are being assholes. That is not how it is.
Half Baked, 1998. Unexpected once again. This is a post in our movies. So now I seen movies like School of Rock, Shining, Police Academy, etc.
Whoa, wait. I know we got to wrap up. That guy is saying this is my cinematic experience now runs the gamut of
School of Rock.
Okay, good.
Shining.
Not The Shining.
I don't know.
Shining.
He says Shining.
It's the Jack Black movie called Shining,
of course.
And then Police Academy. Which one does he say?
Just Police Academy.
No Mission to Russia. Police Academy 5.
Etc.
So maybe the etcetras would include the rest of the Police Academy films.
Probably.
Citizens on Patrol, perhaps.
He might include The Shining and the etc. I just finished watching yet another, I believe, a classic, comedy movie about the incredible Mary Jane, Half Baked. The movie is just a classic comedy. The story was all right. The actors were doing a great job. The acting was pushed really hard, but that's what I believe how good comedy movies worked back in the day. The actors show that they are acting, and they show that it's a comedy. You don't need all your brain cells to watch a comedy like this. Movies now, they force us to understand the humor. They put a lot of hidden jokes that you need to understand. Of course, the movies now are much better quality in acting and graphics, but you just watch a movie just for watching. Older comedy golds like Half Baked or actors like John Banner doing a great job in comedy movies. R.I.P. John. That's what I believe how comedy movies should be. Comedy movies need to visit the past again. I have nothing wrong against new comedy movies. In fact, I love them too much too, but it's just my opinion.
Well, that person,
R.I.P. John Banner.
When's that from? And who's John Banner? One of the many.
From 7 years ago. Okay. John Banner, of course, played. Let me see here. He played Colonel Klink. Hogan, or no, he played Sergeant Schultz on Hogan's Heroes.
Is he also in Half Baked as the old guy or something?
I'm pretty sure he meant to say Jim Brewer and typed in John Banner.
But Jim Brewer is alive and well. So he's like,
I mean, I'd say he's alive.
Well, hey, we watch if you know, we're not doing advertisements for other podcasts, but Andrew and we listen to the guys podcast, and they often bring up Jim Brewer and the Bruniverse. And I think that we could say he's doing better than I am financially, but he is aging poorly rapidly.
Yeah, he's very concerned about chemtrails, which, Banner died on January 20th, 1973. So maybe a little bit before.
I don't think he was in Half Baked.
Half Baked.
Now, one thing before we get too far away from Half Baked here, obviously there's a lot of problems with it. But the thing that really stuck out to me as an adult watching this with the hindsight of, 20 something years of smoking pot and being adjacent to cringe hippies and all this stuff. But the thing that stuck out to me the most is that Samson keeps all those books so close to his pool. Like, you'll notice that in Samson's, in the pool area, he's got all of his legal books up. Like, come on, you're going to destroy those with humidity, man. And I think that's where I kind of transcend being a stoner, Yeah. I'm an adult first and a stoner second. Like, you can be high as often as you want. Just like, do the dishes, man.
Yeah. Do you want to hear? This is the last one I've got.
Good. I mean, not good, like I'm done with this bullshit, but you've been doing a good job. I'm glad that I really appreciate our division of labor for the podcast.
Oh, thank you. So this one is a 4.5-star review on Letterboxd for Half Baked.
Okay.
The goat of stoner flicks. You ever see the back of a $20 bill on weed? Oh, there's some crazy shit, man. So we open on a quote because that's what we have to do when we're talking about Half Baked. For legal purposes, please only continue reading this review if you are at least 21 years old. Wink. Luckily, I am. So whether you partake in smoking up or not, there is no denying that Dave Chappelle's Half Baked is, in my honest opinion, is hilarious, in my honest opinion. And although I can't think of a single thing I don't like about it, I just can't bring myself to slap down 5 stars on such a silly medicinal comedy. Don't know what
an asshole. Why would you take a little dig at weed? You either love it or you don't, you fucking shit fucker.
Yeah. We don't have a corkscrew. All right, then get me an avocado, an ice pick, and my snorkel. Trust me, bro, I've made bongs with less. Hurry up. Remember, this is a half-baked review, so we do have to just have full quotes with no context.
And if you have an avocado, that would be all you need. But anyway.
Yeah. But it's funny if you list a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the old MacGyver and all of that stuff. There's kernels of truth.
Adam, give me 3 rubber bands, 4 rat droppings, a bag, and a bong. I've made a bong out of less.
Yeah, that's how you make your...
Because I put bong at the end.
That's how you make your... What do they call it when you huff shit?
Yeah. So I was
Your jankum bong. That's for you and your jankum bong ribs. Sicken me.
I was trying to come
Make
up with
jankum.
another,
Yeah, I know. I imagine you would. You're a sick man.
That's what I'm into. No, I was trying to
That's
do
what I'm
another
into. I'm gonna cut
fun,
that. I'm gonna
stand-up
clip
set.
that.
I was trying to do another fun stand-up set about this movie, and then halfway through me doing it, I realized I was thinking the movie was called How High.
Oh, another one which I saw in the theaters actually.
The review continues. Moments I felt like mentioning from Half Baked. ... Spoilers. Watching Dave Chappelle, Jim Breuer, Harland Williams, and Guillermo Diaz smoking up together. Yes, please. Don't know why that needed a spoiler warning.
Whoa, he's like, that guy found out he was bisexual watching this movie, which is fine.
Yes,
it's a really funny way to find out, like, ooh, these four boys smoking marijuana together. Yes, please. Like, oh, cool.
Here's another one. That was one epic munchies shopping list.
It's funny because I'm such a dummy. Like, before he does the munchies order, I said to Brittany, oh, here we go.
Yeah. I have always found it fascinating that while marijuana is still legal in most places, it has still managed to become so ingrained in our pop culture.
Did he say illegal
funny.
in most places?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bodegas. That's another one that he's just doing a quote. That's pretty funny. I remember when I first saw this in middle school, I was bummed that we barely got to see the only one of them I was familiar with at the time, Harland Williams, since he gets thrown in jail. But now I am more of a Chappelle and Brewer kind of guy. Plus, the prison scenes are amusing.
Oh my God. The world's richest transphobe, and then a guy who makes a little money and hates chemtrails.
I love how Half Baked gives us this whole overview of pop culture as our main characters start selling weed to help their friend, from describing the different kinds of smokers to some fantastic stoner cameos.
When is this from?
This was written, let's see, I don't know. It doesn't say a date on it.
I just always need to know if it might be
works.
AI or not.
I don't think this one is.
Well, yeah, probably not. But
Dave Chappelle is Sir Smoke a Lot. Laughing, crying emoji. Great touch with having the old school Batman TV show transition, but with a pot leaf.
So
I don't know how that's a great touch. That's just a thing they did.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I had the opposite experience watching this than I did with Gremlins 2, because Gremlins 2 is like a movie that I remembered to be bad and was great. And this is a movie that I remembered to be funny, but problematic. And it's actually like problematic and only kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. Of course, a drug dealer would name their daughter Mary Jane Potman, much to everyone's confusion in the movie.
Okay. Continue. I know.
We're almost through it.
I need to know what else this guy has to say.
The whole scenario of Chappelle having to act Jamaican when he goes to meet the area drug lord and saying he is from right down by the beach in Jamaica is still hilarious. That is still hilarious. I was busting a gut. I wasn't. That's so bad.
No, I understand why you wouldn't want to smoke marijuana if this was your, if you saw this before you'd smoked marijuana, I think.
So this is, when I was growing up, this is what most of the people who smoked marijuana did love and act,
of course,
like was peak.
But see, but if you'd have saw it back then, it might have been a little bit different, but probably not much.
Good thing they were able to magically conjure Jerry Garcia to help take down Samson and his posse of women warriors. Don't know why that's mentioned. Good thing, though. It was a good thing the protagonist got away.
Right? Yes, absolutely. It's a good thing that they solved it.
Yeah. It's a good thing that Sherlock solved that crime. Good review, yes. Bottom line is that Half Baked is super funny, and I forget what else I wanted to say. Then he does the fuck you quote. I'm not going to say it again because I don't like it very much at all. And then he says, thanks for the puff. Happy movie watching. Cheers. I said a Jim Brewer line where he does like, who else is coming with me was okay.
Yeah. When he
it's the reception of nobody doing anything.
But when he said that also leads into one of his other best jokes when he says, will you be my girlfriend, Jan? And she says, no, I'm a lesbian. And he goes, what's that like?
Yeah. that's pretty good. It's a pretty good follow up. Like it is the way it's followed up because it's very quick. It feels very improv. Like it is that works. But that is what I've got.
Let's put it in the cage. We got Cheba Hut in one corner. Both from 1998, right?
Yes, actually.
Two houses, both created in 1998. Cheba Hut versus Half Baked.
Yes, founded in 1998. We've got Jennings versus Davis.
Yes. So what's the first one?
Appearance. So here's the thing I will say about Cheba Hut. The pictures on their website are some of the worst food pictures I've ever seen in my life. Like they look so unappealing.
It's really hard to do between these two because the sets on this were bad. I'm sorry if the person who designed the sets are listening. Yeah. You know, you only had $8 or whatever. So I'm going to have this be a tie for badness. Mm-hmm. Starting out with a 0 on both ends. I
mean, I would give it by a hair to Cheba Hut because my food looked better than most shots in this movie, which looked very bad.
I don't know. My open-faced pizza sandwich kind of looked not as good as it tasted, honestly. So I'm going to say tie. So you got 1 for Cheba Hut. I got none for nobody.
Ingredients, food stuff versus the cast and crew.
I am going to do a rare Cheba Hut, but only because so many of the ingredients from Half Baked have aged so poorly. Neil Brennan, not a fan. Dave Chappelle, second richest transphobe in the fucking entertainment industry.
Jim Brewer, though, big fan, right?
Jim Brewer, total goofball, probably kind of racist from some of the clips I've heard or whatever. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and it comes out racist sometimes. But Guillermo Diaz, very good. I like the supporting people. I used to like Jon Stewart.
Harlan Williams, good.
I just watched The Faculty today.
He's good in that too.
He's good in that too. Yeah.
I thought his ennuyed character was well acted.
Yeah,
he sticks around for longer than I want him.
He's a good sketch comedy actor to some degree, but I'm gonna say Cheba Hut.
I'm gonna go tie on this one because again, I like the side people.
Yeah, Stephen Wright is really he was one of the most important comedians in the world to me for 20 years.
And he really stole the show.
But still, Dave Chappelle is an absolute nightmare. I will not give him anything.
That's why I would not give it to him. Yeah. Watching that one special where he just goes on a tear.
That one special where he goes on a tear and
I have not watched them since. But
yeah, dude, he's a fucking maniac. He's a psycho.
Writing, movie script versus the product copy.
I have to give this to Half Baked, even though there's so many fucking problems with it, even though there's homophobia, there's transphobia, they narc at the end. That Cheba Hut copy is so fucking cringe. When it does exist, it's bad. They shouldn't call it Shake. It's Keef now. Get over yourselves, Cheba Hut.
Yeah, it stinks. I would give it a tie, but yeah, that does really undersell the fact that the movie does have a beginning, middle, and end.
At one point, Jim Brewer says, they've got to have forms laying around. They are scientists.
That's a good bit because it doesn't make any, there's not a joke there.
Yeah, that's funnier
than, it as though it's
that's funnier than anything Cheba Hut's got, I think, that was my point.
That is one of the best stoner jokes is just I'm saying this thing with pure confidence that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. That's a good joke.
Yeah, we need one of those every 45 seconds.
Yeah, and not hey, have you ever smoked a weed? And I'm is that a joke?
We're going to look at the stars on weed.
Hell yeah, dude. How did it sit with you? Did it leave you thinking? Versus did it leave you pooping?
I'm going to say
this is Cheba Hut 100% for me.
Cheba Hut 100% for me too, because I've already thought every good thing I'm ever going to think about Half Baked, and it's been so tarnished for so many reasons since. I can kill my darlings, I will say Cheba Hut
in a bathtub.
Plus, in an ice water bathtub.
I'll do the cinder blocks.
So
Breeze blocks.
Also, one of my favorite parts of the Cheba Hut experience was I went to Dairy Queen afterwards, because there's Dairy Queens out there, like I said, and I got my first Blizzard I've had in many, many years, and it was so fucking good, dude. It was like tasted exactly right.
Yeah, Blizzard good.
Yeah.
And then finally, to my taste,
Cheba Hut.
Yeah, I will say a sandwich is the most to my taste of anything that we did, because any of the weed stuff, any of that,
I just can't. Well, but also because
I guess being a movie is
but as a weed guy, though, as a weed guy who would have said 15 years ago this movie is exactly to my taste, right? I'm gonna say that I have to say that they weren't making it to my taste with all the homophobia and stuff, so I've got to go with Cheba Hut, man.
Yep. So Cheba Hut takes it. I wasn't counting the points, but it certainly
definitely
wins
easily.
But all right, that is Half Baked X Cheba Hut.
Fuck
Another
yeah,
one for the
Cheba
books.
Hut.
I had initially conceived of a game where I would try to name like weed strains, and you would try to guess if they were something or something else. And then I realized that was just a lost endeavor, because you know too much about all of this stuff.
You would be surprised, but yeah. Oh yeah. So the one time I might win a game, we're just not even going to make it. I get it. No. I understand. It's only funny if I suck and don't know the stuff, and that's okay because we're over 2 hours. So hey. Thank you for coming along with us on this episode of Movies Over My Hammy to discuss all things stoner. I think if we do a Patreon, I want to do more. I want to do like in April. I want to do like a 420 weekends kind of thing, maybe. Sure. But this was a fun little way to talk about pot a little bit, and a movie that was once very funny. I still just, when Sir Smoke-A-Lot just says, fuck Samson. In the middle of that.
Oh, trust me, all the Reddit people think that one's very funny too. You're not alone.
I know, but I feel like I think it's funny for the right reasons.
Well, you should take to Reddit and let them know.
Then I'm a guy.
They all think they're funny for the right reasons, and they need to know they're wrong.
I'm not a weed guy because I don't post about weed on Reddit. That's how I keep my hands clean. But if you've got anything you want to tell us, you can email us at moviesovermyhammy, all one word, at gmail.com. And please leave us a review. Make us 5 stars.
Love reviews.
We need reviews.
Make us 5 stars. I know there's only 2 of us, but
I think 2.5 stars each to 5 total. That is not bad. And we've also got the email address in the bumper. So
yeah, check it out there.
Thanks for listening, y'all. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bye. Thank you for listening to Movies Over My Hammy. If you know of a promotional item or have literally anything else of interest that we should know about at Movies Over My Hammy headquarters, you can email the podcast at moviesovermyhammy, all one word, at gmail.com. And please, for the love of Satan, like, subscribe, rate, review, tell everybody you know about this podcast. We're counting on you. Everything is going to be okay.